Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Our patient is a Z590 OC formula from AsRock. And interesting because this is not a gaming board, or at least that is my assumption. It came without the heatsinks and stuff, but it looks like it can pull some serious CPUs. This is 1200 socket, so probably the minimum is like i5 that you can put in here. And typically it's i7s and yeah, pretty serious CPUs. That's why you got two 8-pin connectors for the V-core. The coils are not huge, but there's many of them, right? But it has only two memory banks. That's why I assume it's not necessarily a gaming board. There's no reinforcement on PCI Express, and the battery is right next to it. Two cups over here. So typically on gaming boards, there's very few components around the PCI Express slot because you put beefy cards in there. Also, maybe that's not a big issue, but top mounted USB, which is right behind the GPU, so this could probably be a little squeezy over here to actually put it in. And we got, look at that, 3, 2, 1. What does this say? Minus, plus, reset, and power. So power and reset, that's typical, right? But what's the plus, minus, and 1, 2, 3 over here? Is it like some kind of profiles that you can select? Interesting. That's why I don't think it's a gaming motherboard. Looks like we have dual BIOS. Very nice. Single PCH. So the more powerful motherboards usually carry two PCH chips. Plenty of IOs, and check this out. Two PS2 ports, keyboard and mouse. All right, two network adapters and optical output for the audio. So very interesting board. I don't know what's the story behind it, because there's nothing in the ticket. I'm pretty sure the owner told me something about it on Discord, but you know, if it doesn't make it to the ticket, I'm just not gonna remember. Especially since, you know, if you talk to me about the board and we agree, okay, send it in, you know, a week has passed since that conversation, so I'm not gonna remember that. So whatever you want me to know, put it in the ticket. Otherwise, it's gonna be lost. All right, and we got 1200 socket to go with it. It was not packaged properly, and so that worried me a bit. I did clean it, but I'm not sure. I looked at each ball under the microscope, and yeah, they got scratched up and stuff. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna use this one or just get the new one from the box. Cause it was just rattling around in the box. It was technically in the envelope, but the envelope was not sealed, so it fell during shipping. It fell out of the envelope and it was just jumping around the box. As far as the socket, as you can see, what do you think this was? It looks like the CPU fell on it. This is actually, I learned that recently. What happens, because typically I expressed that the common issue with bending the pins or damaging the socket otherwise is when you drop the CPU on the socket. It is common indeed, because it's pretty heavy and it's kind of hard to handle, and you got to put it exactly in the right place. And you know, and close the bracket. But what actually happens even more often, which I didn't know, as you lift the bracket, if there was a lot of thermal paste on it, the CPU will get stuck with the socket, then as you lift it, it lifts along, and as soon as it's in the high position, it just detaches and drops to the socket. That's actually even more common. So when you lift the bracket, hold down the CPU, then lift the bracket, then remove the CPU. Or when you lift it along with the CPU, I don't know, maybe put something in underneath, but probably the best option is to just hold down the CPU when you lift the bracket. Anyways, let's wait for this one to dry because I ran it through an ultrasonic cleaner because it was dusty pretty much, and I need the surfaces to be clean for the Kapton tape to adhere properly to hold the thermocouples. All right, let's get to it.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Alright, pretty much textbook, almost. The only problem that I had is, I don't know if you can catch it on the footage, but when the socket dropped, it looked like only half of the socket dropped. And now looking at it, it does look, yeah, it kind of looks like the socket is not flush on the board. But it definitely melted. I checked all the corners and stuff. Everything is soldered on well, there's no play, no movement anywhere, and from the side, see, it's perfectly aligned. Yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's soldered on very well, but well, as you can see, the cleaning still leaves a little bit to be desired. All right, all of that. But if I keep it any longer, I'm already eating out, where is it? Somewhere here. Some of the buttons, this one, the minus, yeah. It already started shedding the print. Yeah. So I don't want to overdo it. It shouldn't be a problem, but I have a new chemical coming in the mail. This was what, like 35 minutes? About 35, maybe 40 minutes of ultrasonic cleaning. So it definitely did clean a lot, and I will just brush it around a little bit more, and maybe I'll just clean the inside over here with a brush and alcohol in addition. But the socket, meaning the pins, all look good, so that's the important part. But we'll see. Anyways, this is one of those free repairs, so we're not testing or anything, but I think this should be good. I think this should be fine. I don't expect any issues, so all we gotta do is just am I doing it the right way? Yeah. Come on, sit here and there. Okay, and that is going back to the owner, and we'll see if it did work. Now the software did not crash, so that's a great thing. However, there was some mysterious malfunction that I have to look into, and I have to change the location of the logs, because I was using the application directory, but if you install the application, the .NET application, the way I publish it, it goes to this special Windows apps directory where you don't have access. So, you know, if the log is over there, then it's kind of useless. So I need to move it to app data, and I also implemented, because I was going to use the debug version, but I used the release version because now I have a hook that will dump the last unhandled exception along with the stack trace and everything into the log. So even if it crashes, I will know why once I move the log. But anyways, that was version RC4. So I'm expecting version RC5 sometime next week, and hopefully next month I'll be going live with the software. There will be a link to the page and to the most likely eBay listing where you can purchase one. The price estimated, or at the moment the price I projected, is $10. $10 one single payment, no subscriptions or anything like that. There will be subscriptions in the future, but that's only if you want to take advantage of the community. It's not like you pay the license for using the software. You pay once and you use it for as long as you want. But if you in addition want to have access to the cloud and that kind of stuff, that is extra, and that is monthly payment. But that's still in the future and still actually in the works, so we don't know if that's actually going to make it into production version. But the basic production version will be available hopefully early next month. Alrighty, so that's a Z590 from AsRock, free socket repair service. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hit the like if you liked it, and dislike if you did not. And I shall see you in the next one.